Guys, it's time for the top 10 best EPs that I heard in metal and rock music. And to be honest, I want to talk about this category a little bit because it's the least watched category that I usually, get for these kind of award videos, if you really want to call them award videos. It's because people are more interested with albums. And I understand, it makes total sense. But at the same time, I like highlighting EPs. I think EPs are great ways for bands to showcase a new experimental sound or for upcoming artists that haven't written a full-fledged record yet. So with this EP list, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. My picks, they don't really matter what my favorites are. I just want you guys to discover some new music through this channel. That's why I let the music videos play. So look, let's not waste any more time with this intro. Here's the top 10 best metal EPs or rock EPs that I heard in 2024. Plus some honorable mentions. All right, time for number 10. Now with this EP, it is probably the most forward-thinking EP in terms of guitar work. The riffs in this and the sounds that they create with the guitar are very inventive, very creative. It's a mixture of classical music and thal. It's a very unique EP that is just instrumental, and it's not higher on my list because I do find that the songs are still a little bit directionless with their flow. They just feel like a bunch of random ideas put together. That's how I feel, but it's still really creative, again, from a guitar perspective. So my number 10 goes to Mirar, Mare. I think Mare. Number 9 is a French metalcore band. Their sound is similar to something like modern Bring Me the Horizon or Bad Omens a little bit. It's poppy with hard-hitting breakdowns, a subtle use of electronics. So if you're into that style of Bring Me the Horizon or Bad Omens, like I mentioned, you have to check this band out. This EP is solid. My number 9 goes to Revnoir, The Pact.
If I were a monster, if I were the one to do, who would the trade behind us? It's moving in a place and another way. Feels I'm in a race where I can keep the pace. Feels like a must have seen. There is no room for giving in.
All right, number 8 is a band that everyone is familiar with in the metalcore scene, and it's because they're legends. They've been around for a long time, and with their second vocalist, they started incorporating electronics and metalcore, and this EP is like a good culmination of all those electronic metalcore ideas. It's very aggressive, it gets very melodic, it gets really vibey, and then it gets experimental enough that pushes their sound just a little bit more. This EP is not higher on my list, and because maybe I'm just so familiar with their sound that it doesn't wow me as much. Also, production sounds better on this EP now than it did when I originally heard it. So I don't know what happened, but it does sound better now. Number 8 goes to Northlane, Mirror's Edge. Seven is a really cool band, and I'm friends with the singer, and he's a big homie to the channel. But I also just freaking love his music. The dude is so talented. He's the vocalist, but then the rest of the band are just incredible musicians. What they do is they create technical death metal with prog metal, where guitar work is almost similar to Tosin Abasi a little bit. Like the shredding and the arpeggios, it's so wicked fast, but then it gets so heavy and then so melodic and so progressive. If you're into Animals as Leaders or Necrophagists or those kind of bands and that kind of style, check out Greylotus, Motherwort. Number 6 is a band that is beloved by many, and to be honest, I like their music, but it didn't resonate with me. Now this EP fully resonates with me. To me, it's my favorite work the band has ever done. That's just me. They went a lot heavier with this. I think that's a style that I just gravitate towards a lot more. The breakdowns hit, the riffs are awesome, the drums go off constantly. It's just a solid EP. I think variety could have helped the EP a little bit more for me, but it's so solid, man. My number 6 goes to Counterparts, Heaven Let Them Die.
Bless us with lost blood, no sacred, unfaith and what fancy, little sacrifice of the presence.
Number 5 is a new band with a debut EP that their music really speaks to me. It's a certain style of rock and a little bit of metal that is hard to find. It kind of gives me a little bit of Thrice vibes a little bit, and Thrice being my favorite band. It's like a certain style like post-hardcore with like hard rock elements. The vocals in this band and this EP are just powerful, really good clean vocalists with nice harsh vocals that are implemented at the right places. Guitar work is also good too, because we got Rebea Masad, a fantastic guitarist. It's just a great UK band that is upcoming. Really dig Vower, Apricity. Next up is a band that's picking up a lot of traction lately. They literally just got signed to Download Festival as one of the opening acts too, and for good reason. These guys are such a solid band where their vision is so clear for being new. It's basically a good culmination of ideas from Sleep Token and Bad Omens and a little bit of Loathe, all those modern metal bands into one with the EP that has enough variety, which is something that I need, but also just a strong vocal performance. The vocals here are really, really good, with some memorable production choices in terms of like the melodies that they were using in the keys and everything. Just such a strong EP with a clear vision and identity. Really, really enjoyed Gore, a Bud That Never Blooms.
Too late. They're gonna kill me. You and all and others, don't you
Number 3 is a band that is just so consistently good. Anytime they drop something, it's always going to be highly regarded, although it's a little bit more on the niche side because their music is similar to 2000s bands like Dillinger Escape Plan, Every Time I Die. It's slightly mathy, it's a little bit on the progressive and crazy chaotic side of things, but damn, do they know how to write a good hook when they need to. Such strong, powerful vocals, but then very eccentric riffs, from tapping runs to more interesting chord progressions with time signatures that are not your typical 4x4. A band that just oozes cool to me, but also their music is just consistently good. Number 3 goes to Greyhaven, Stereo Grief. Okay, next band is also really cool too, because these guys dropped their new EP, their debut EP. They're also a new band. They literally just started this year and they're getting so much traction for a good reason, because they have past history with other bands. They've been around in the scene for a long time, but they're so talented that I feel like they're finally getting noticed with this new project. Each song is significantly different than the next. It's a good culmination of punk rock, a little bit of metal, and like some electronics. Really fun record that is helped produced by Jordan Fish. Honestly, love what these two guys are doing. I've been following them since Night Versus, Fever 333, The Chariot, and now people are finally paying attention to Steve and Eric and Prada. Such a good EP, dude. My number 2 goes to House of Protection, Galore.
The protection!
Time for number 1, which is obvious as hell. Okay, these guys, it's really cool to see their growth, because I've been making videos for them for almost 3 years now. You know, they've been on my Discord and they've had some band member changes here and there, but I've been following them, and it's crazy that their music in this EP is some of the best metal music that I've heard on my channel. It's such a cool combination of classical music with such intense deathcore music, and it's done in such a epic way. It feels like you're playing Elden Ring by listening to this. People call it like Dark Souls music, and I think it's a great way to explain it. Now, for people who aren't into Elden Ring or Dark Souls and all that thing, scratch that reference, okay? Basically, this music is, yeah, it's very over the top, it's very heavy, but it's so epic. And it's creative too. The breaks in between, the different ideas to keep your attention from start to finish is something I really like, but also the musicianship is incredible. It's something that I absolutely love when I'm listening to this kind of metal music, where a lot of deathcore bands rely on chugs and a lot of similar sounding breakdowns. These guys, to me, are incredibly riffy, breakdowns that are surprising and fun, so over the top and ridiculous that's laughable, but it's so creative too. Every song is a journey on this EP. It's a collaboration between 2 artists, and I really hope that they collaborate some more, because this is some peak metal over here. Number 1 goes to Disembodied Tyrant and Synestia with the Poetic Edda. So there you have it, the top 10 EPs. And to be honest with you guys, this was a really good year for EPs. I think this is probably the best year for EPs, which to be honest, I don't know if I can really say the same when it comes to albums, which I'll get to my album of the year videos. I really feel like, again, it was a strong year for EPs. So if you haven't checked out some of the music that I mentioned, feel free to check it out, but feel free to comment what's missing. So comment down below, spice up my life. Guys, you know what to do. Let's talk about our favorite music. You know, this time it's EPs, so let me know. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Feel free to leave a like to the video. You know what to do. But other than that, thank you for tuning in. Till next time, peace.